Good morning, everybody. How you doing today? My name's Andrew.
I'm Joel.
I'm Tracy.
Hi.
I'm Gavin.
I'm Lauren.
I'm Daniel. And we're some of the Veggie Boys.
There it goes.
And we'd like to thank you for stopping by. If you're new here, please consider subscribing because we can grow a lot of stuff on the farm, but one thing we can't grow is this channel without your help. Welcome back, everyone. It's so nice to see you. Right now, we're taking a little walk through all the pumpkins and squash just to make sure that everything looks nice. Thankfully, the weather has been on our side, which makes it a lot easier to take care of all these fall items. But you still gotta check here and there just to make sure you don't got any rotten pumpkins sitting out. I know the cattle would be happy to get some rotten pumpkins, so that's why we check here and there just to make sure we don't have any sitting on top. Now we're just working on some orders, which hasn't been too bad. We have a few orders, but nothing crazy. Thankfully, the produce has looked really nice that we've been able to get in from the wholesaler, and some of the stuff that we've been able to harvest, the cauliflower, cabbage, broccoli, that has all looked great. Something really quick I'd like to show you guys this morning. Someone made this for us. That is pretty cool. There's me and Callie. Look at that. It's amazing what some people can do, and for the gentleman that made that, big thank you. Right away this morning, we do need to get some more chores done. Dad got a bulk of the stuff done. He's on his way to a Pioneer meeting, so we won't be seeing much of him this morning. Daniel is getting the wagon pulled down around back so we can get silage fed. Dad seemed a little hyper this morning. Apparently it was a crazy morning down around back. First things first though, before we feed silage, we actually got more chickens in. So yesterday afternoon, we were not filming, but we did get our pen here cleaned completely out. And I don't know how easy it is for you to tell, but this is an entire new batch of chickens. Now these chickens will start laying here in a few weeks, but the reason why we wanted to get more chickens in is because we need more egg production. So not only did we get these pens cleaned up, but we also got around the pens cleaned up. And you're probably wondering what happened with all the older chickens. We have moved the chickens back into the original chicken pen that we had for them. We did have cattle in here. We got everything cleaned out, all the manure cleaned out. These chickens are still producing eggs really, really well, so there's no reason to get rid of them. Our whole reason for getting more chickens was because we didn't have enough egg production. Come on. You wanna play, huh? We don't know what the reason is, but there was a lot of calves out this morning, so Daniel and I got them put back. We're gonna get silage dumped in for the cattle, and then grain dumped in for the cattle, and then the animals are done for the morning. I saw a few comments in some of the recent videos talking about how wet it's been down around back. Thankfully, it is now starting to dry up. I think this is the first week that we've had where it hasn't rained over 2 inches, and I don't know how long. If we would look back previous years before we had worked on a lot of our drainage issues, I think it would be much worse, but thankfully we were a little proactive with it. I mean, what we have is not perfect, but it does drain away a lot better than it used to. Nope, I got it. All right, you're good. So a big thing that we did was move our hay feeder all the way into the back here to give them a little bit more room. It's helped out a little bit. I mean, the cattle always enjoy a new hay bale. But I had mentioned to you that Dad had a morning. The cattle were running around and knocked down one of the walls of the chicken pen. So there was chickens everywhere. Because he had to go this morning, he wasn't able to catch them all. So if we're working down around here or we find chickens, we're supposed to catch them. Daniel and I are now all finished with feeding for the morning. He is gonna be taking our silage wagon down to the next field that we're gonna be chopping. And that brings me to my next job. I'll be meeting him down there. The first place I wanted to stop was to check on Joel. He just got finished with chisel plowing. He had this lower section of field that needed to be done. The only thing left to do for these fields that have been chisel plowed is disc them up, and then we'll be ready to put the winter wheat in. I wasn't the only one that came and checked on Joel. Daniel is here, and he is picking up the silage harvester.
Can't get Dad's seat too greasy, Joel.
Yeah, can't get that happening. It's still got the plastic on it.
He loves this new seat. He says that's the best tractor on the farm.
For now.
So how did chisel plowing go this morning?
If you look at the lower side of the field, it actually went pretty good. But as I got closer to where the pumpkins were, there was a lot more grass that had gotten mixed into the sweet corn field, which made it a little bit harder because it would clump up in the chisel plow. All that meant is I'd have to pick up, circle back around so that the lumps got spread out. Try to keep it as lump-free as possible.
Is where Daniel had left our wagon at the white sweet corn. Now there's a very good reason for that, and that's because this field, or this last little section of field, is going to be chopped for cattle feed. These last few rows of white sweet corn that we have on the end is going to be the final picking, and then it's done. So what I picked today, these last 2 bushel baskets, will be the end of the white sweet corn. Now some of you may be curious as to why we're going to chop off the rest of this white sweet corn, even if there seems to be a lot here because I'm picking. And the best answer that I can give you is that this sweet corn is starting to get too mature. So it has been ripe for a very long time, and when sweet corn really starts to get mature, the kernels get hard and very chewy, which for canning isn't too much of an issue, but when you're just eating the sweet corn, well, the taste isn't the best. Now I'm not happy about it. I mean, I could pick sweet corn every single day of my life and I'd be happy, but it is about serving the best product to our customers that we can, and all of this sweet corn here that we're not going to be able to pick, well, it's not going to go to waste. The cows are going to really enjoy it, and this field will then be able to be cleaned off and ready for next year. It's certain things like that you got to remember. We fight a lot of things here on the farm. The weather and the clock being 2 of the biggest things. Sadly, the sweet corn is on its way out. I can see it while I'm picking. I do have to be selective, even though it seems like there's a lot here. And the fact of the matter is, these crops do not last forever, and this is gonna be it. Now that we've got all the sweet corn that we need, this field will most likely be chopped either today or tomorrow. So that's it. That's the last of the white sweet corn.
Yeah. Well, once they start cutting the corn bed tomorrow.
When Joel got back with the chisel plow, he then got hooked up to the disc. He is now on his way to work up those fields. From what I saw, Daniel is changing the silage chopper over to another tractor, and he's gonna head back and chop that white corn. We might pop in on both of them, but first off, I wanna take you back to the fields and show you something else we've been doing. A little bit of a detour. We found out where Matthew is at. He's working on getting a straw order put together. How many do we need all together? 60, okay. Almost got me. How many more do you need? Oh, I wasn't counting. Before I got distracted, I was bringing you guys out to the fields over to where we have our round bales. Now, if you'll recall, this is where we had previously been wrapping some of the grass hay for Joel. It looks really good. Now, we've talked in a few of the previous videos about how we've been working on getting our last hay crop taken off. Well, we've actually started baling. It looks really, really good. We're not able to get started too early in the morning because of all the dew on the ground. And we want to get back to baling right away, but we have to wait for the ground to dry off. So that's why everybody's working on different jobs until we can get to hay harvest. Thankfully, all of our hay equipment has been working really, really well. It's all relatively newer too, so that minimizes your breakdown time. Because believe me, nobody likes breaking down. That is the last thing we need. It looks like I was just a second too late to see Daniel chop off the last of the white sweet corn. As you can see, this section of field is now all gone. I came back to the farm quick because Matthew needs help delivering this straw. It is only 60 bales, but it's a lot easier when you have help. Just got the straw for that order all unloaded. So now Matthew and I can head home. Once Matthew and I got all that straw unloaded, on our way back, we got a call that there was someone here waiting for straw. So we were just down at the barn, we got all that taken care of. Now we're heading into the farm market. After Daniel got finished with chopping silage, he moved to a different farm to finish off the wagon. The only issue with this farm is pulling out of it can be a little dangerous. So he asked me to come watch him pull out. He could have probably just pulled out and been okay, but he just wanted to make sure he was safe, which everybody appreciates. We made a quick trip over to where Joel was disking at because it is now lunchtime. So we're gonna get him back to the farm so everybody can eat. Let's go, it's lunchtime, buddy. Look at this, he's got his little coffee mug with him this morning. He is all hooked up on caffeine.
Pumpkin spice coffee.
You know, just Joel, your average farmer, drinking his pumpkin spice coffee while he's disking.
Hey, I made it. I didn't go out and buy it. I made it.
Yeah, you should see it. Joel had to squeeze, I don't know how many pumpkins to get that coffee. This guy's just filming videos all the time, just filming videos. Alrighty, everyone, it is now lunchtime. It looks like it's Taco Thursday. You know we love our Taco Thursday.
We're now done with lunch. The tacos were superb, sublime, any other word that says how good they are, it fits. Now we're out in one of our hay fields. Joel is over there raking away, setting it up for Daniel to come through and bale it. I believe we have 7 bales already, and we've only been here 5 hours. Not really, not that long, so he's moving fast. For those of you on the Veggie Boys, I'm also filming for A Stable Life. And for those watching on A Stable Life, I'm also filming for the Veggie Boys. Double feature today.
Gotta tell you, as someone who has spent a lot of time riding on hay wagons, stacking hay on wagons, unloading hay and putting it up into the barn, this is a lot more relaxing when we're doing it with the round baler. I'm just hanging out, Dad's filling up our wagon with bales of hay, and I got a pretty awesome view out of it. Look at this. So right now I'm sitting on top of the round bales on the wagon. We got 21 bales that we're loading up here today. I wish you guys could smell this hay. It smells so good. I always say whatever is doing the best, that's what I enjoy doing the most. But I tell you what, on a day like today where the wind is blowing and it's not too hot and it's not cold and the sun's shining and the leaves are changing colors, not really any better place to be than out baling hay, let me tell you. So we have 10 bales we're taking back. We got 2 on the truck and 8 on the wagon. I'm gonna take a slow ride back to where we wrap the bales because all the hay we're baling right now is for Joel and the horses. So we're gonna take this hay back, put it next to his hay so that we can get it all wrapped up. There is a bunch more hay back here, so Dad is gonna start getting bales together so that when I get back, they're not all scattered all over the place and we can load up quicker, and I'm on my way. It's a little bit of crunch time here on the farm because we have a steer we have to deliver this afternoon. So Dad needs to leave with that in about 45 minutes. So we're trying to get all of this hay back to where we wanna store it. It's part of what makes hay fun is that it always seems to be hectic, no matter what's going on. We're always rushing to get the hay in.
As you guys can imagine, our afternoon has been kind of all over the place. Right now it's myself, Joel, and Daniel working on wrapping the round bales. You guys can imagine there's always plenty to do on the farm, and today is no exception. It just seems like we're jumping from one job to the next. These final bales wrap up hay harvest of 2023 for us, which is a crazy thing to say. Well, maybe not, but I feel like just the other day we did first cutting. Back at the farm. Farm market is all closed. Matthew helped the girls close it up some time ago. Basically means that it is the end of the workday. Daniel's just moving a few more round bales down around back, but we're gonna head home and get something to eat. Now that I am home, honey, what are we having for dinner tonight?
Swedish meatballs, mashed potatoes, and green beans.
Ooh-hoo! I almost forgot to mention we have got everybody here at the dinner table, so this is where we're gonna end the video today. I would like to thank everyone for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.